Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast. I had like a bunch of little mini coffee shots before coming on, so I am wired, folks.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Daughter wants to call me.
305 Paranormal is always the lovely Jen and Mondo and the best paranormal crew out of Los Angeles, California. She's representing herself, but we have Joy from JJ Paranormal. Joy, how's it going?
It's going. Hold on, my daughter's calling me. God. She knows I start a podcast at 3 o'clock. Why did she call me? Hold on.
Oh. Right on the dot, too. All right.
Esa puntería está buenísima.
Okay, sorry.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was very busy. Very, very, very busy.
You were busy. You were all over the place.
Yeah, I'm exhausted though, but I can't complain. It's paranormal, so never gonna complain. I don't care how tired I am.
How you went investigated Saturday and
we went Friday to Griffith Park, and then we went Saturday again, and I'm exhausted.
We went there twice.
You did a double.
Yeah, I did twice, Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah. But I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. Awesome. Anything paranormal, I am down for. Hello, hello, everybody.
Bigfoot dwarf. Hello, welcome. And 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗀𝗃, how's it going? And well, you know what? Speaking of talking about the dead and the paranormal, why don't we tell the good folks about our guests that we have coming on today with us?
All right. Today we have Joy's always wanted to get a mortician on the show, and I was like, yes, that sounds very cool. So guess what? Joy found a mortician. And
on the
first try.
Los Angeles, we need a batter. She's 1 for 1 right here.
Yep. So we have Angelica, former mortician, now turned stay-at-home mom, and her channel. I put her YouTube channel on here, and her TikTok and Instagram are the same on there on the description. She used to do mortuary question and answer series on TikTok, and people will ask her a whole bunch of things, and she would answer about that type of job line, and which is very interesting to me. I almost took kind of a mortician type of job. I was offered it when I was younger, but I only wanted it for the money because I was very young. But then I don't know, it didn't work out.
Yeah, competition was stiff.
Oh, bang!
I'm gonna add
the Shokes gang. Make sure to tip your waitresses.
Oh my god! The person I was going to take over, they were going to school, and then so they just needed somebody to take over. They're like, "You want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I thought about it, and I was like, "No."
It's not for everybody. Definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You got to have a strong mind to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, at that time I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking about like, I knew what car that she drove at that time, and I was like, yeah, I want to fucking money at 18 years old. So why the hell not? So that, I wasn't thinking further than that. You know what I'm saying?
Inspired high, guys. That's your
lesson. Shit.
So let's welcome in Angelica. Hold on, I'm trying to get the comments going here. Here we go. Michael.
I'm so excited. I am super excited.
I'm so excited to be here.
Because I am not, how do you say it? I'm unfortunately, I've had my share of losing people. So the curiosity is there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So, I have to tell you, Mondo, that was a great joke. I loved it.
I appreciate it. It. Thank you.
That was a good one.
trying to hold this ship together and get these laughs. It's a hard
I thought you were gonna say shit. We're like 2 seconds. I was like, oh,
and that too.
That too.
Oh, I feel it.
Hey, how's it going, Explorer? We have Michael and Ashley.
Hi, Michael, Ashley, Limestone, Bigfoot, 𝗟𝗏𝗽𝗀𝗃. Did I pronounce that right?
Nice.
Okay. So, thank you for being here. I'm so excited. Let me go my little questions. You guys want to? Do you have any questions first, Jen, Mondo? Let me see.
Go ahead, Joy.
All
right, here we go. Okay, so how did you get into the mortuary scene? Or no, let me back that. Before you got into the mortuary scene, did you have any Were you a believer of the paranormal? Were you
Absolutely not. No.
really?
No. I just thought it was a bunch of hocus pocus, made up stuff. People just were a little cuckoo when they believed in things. No offense, no offense. But full believer now.
Full believer. Okay. So what made you go into the mortuary? Like out of everything you could have done, what brought you to the mortuary or the funeral side of
Dead
things?
people don't talk back. No.
Period. That's right. Yes. That's a very good that's a very good reasoning. I agree.
Death just has always fascinated me. I wanted to be a coroner actually growing up, but here in Colorado, at least when I was younger, you either had to go in the route of law enforcement or you had to get elected in by it being an official.
Yeah.
And then I found out about mortuary, and I love helping people, and I got to deal with dead people there too. So it just worked out.
Did it scare you at all? Like, were you scared? Was there anything that like I don't know. Like I do paranormal stuff, but to be around an alive person, it's like, you know.
I will tell you, we had my embalming clinicals, and I had never, other than obviously going to funerals, I had never been in or surrounded by numerous dead bodies. And we walked into the morgue for the first time, and I thought I was going to faint. I'm like, oh my God, I chose the wrong profession. I have a semester left. I'm going to pass out. No. But we did it.
That would, I think just because of all the videos you see of like things happening and like bodies moving, which I want to get into if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It's scary. It like mind fucks you in a way. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be there working on somebody and all of a sudden their arm flings up, or I don't know if that happens, but you know, and then, you know, obviously the paranormal aspect, but that would scare the shit out of me. That would totally scare the shit out of me. I don't know. Could you guys do it at 305? I don't know. I don't know.
I would go in there. As long as I don't see, because like anything that involves like kids or something like that, like I can't stand anything like that. So as long as it's not something like that, I mean, I could probably deal.
Even scary movies that are like horror,
scary
deal with kids, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I think the scary movies
getting murdered or whatever. It's just you shouldn't have been an adult, but kids.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I think just kids are, you know, obviously the hardest ones, but adults, just anybody, just seeing them just laying there not moving, it would freak me the hell out. But okay, this is off subject, but so, you know, like I don't know if they offer it where you guys are at, but they have like these I guess college classes, but they're not really, you get like a certificate rather than a degree. So there was one that said something with funeral. And I had 2 seconds, I was like, oh, I should do this. Don't ask me why. I freaked out with dead bodies, but I was like, I should do this. I should totally do this. Just like recently, I have it right here in my little, you know. But I don't know. Now that I'm talking to you, I'm like getting chills. I don't know.
It could be a funeral director.
Yeah, it's like did you do the funeral part, or you were more just like the back scenes of making them look beautiful and how they were?
Can you hear us,
Angelica?
Oh, you guys are lagging on my end here. Hold on 1 second.
No. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It always happens something always happens on our show. Something always happens with this. Can you hear us? Yeah.
We're good.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys lagged out for a while.
It always happens. Never fails. Yep. Either I'll start lagging in a little bit. Watch. It always fails. I mean, it never fails. What I just forgot what I was going to ask. Do you guys remember what I was asking?
You remember?
I heard makeup, but that's all I heard.
Talking about was
the
funeral director, and if she dealt with the funeral portion, or just getting them ready for that next part.
Yeah. Did you handle like the funeral arrangements, like when somebody comes in, or were you more in the back end aspect of it?
So for a long time, I worked small business, and so I actually did the whole run of the house. So I would do body removal from, if someone passed away at home, I would go to their home and help pick them up and transfer them to our mortuary. And then I would prep them, do all the embalming work, dress them, casket them, do their hair, their makeup, work the funeral, and then their final resting place or cremation.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. Were you one woman person, or did you have like somebody to go with you?
There was, I was usually a one woman person. There was 3 of us total that worked there, and we would take shifts, and that's a big reason why I left the industry. Is it's just so demanding, and having kids is hard with that.
Yeah,
but I would be on, I'd work 7A to 7P, then be on call at night, and then have to go do a body removal sometimes at 1 a.m. across Denver. And it would usually take me 45, 50 minutes just to get to the home and then go from there.
So how did you, not to be morbid, but how do you pick them up and put them on the stretcher?
Lots of different ways if you're by yourself. The main one is just stuff kind of a sheet under them, roll them, stuff it on the other side, and then you literally just use the sheet to help you transfer them onto the cot.
Wow.
And then the cots have straps, and then they fold into the vans really easily.
I did not know that. I thought there was at least 2 people, even 2 people. I feel like might be. Because, I mean, depending on how big they were.
Well, and that was something too. If they were, 250 to 300 pounds, typically I would have to call in my associate to come help me because there's only so much you can move, especially when it's dead weight. So.
Right. So we get heavier, obviously, right? Because it's like dead, literally the term dead weight is.
It's legit.
God. Yeah. Okay. I love it though. I love hearing it, but it's like creepy. Okay.
Angelica, you must have been ripped though, like
right?
Back in the day, man. Not anymore, 2 kids, but back then, yes.
I love it.
Slinging bodies.
Oh my
At a high body count.
That's funny. Oh Lord. Okay. My questions are all over the place. I'm trying to go in order.
For real.
Yeah.
The
welcome to the gun show.
She was like,
welcome to being alive, where you're just,
that way.
Yeah, there you go.
That's great.
What question do I want to ask you that? I might actually repeat the question, so just say you already asked me that, so forgive me. So when you first started working, how long was it before you had your first experience? Like, was it like right away? Was it like, a couple months in?
It was about I had just finished my internship, so it was about 2 weeks in after I had my first experience.
Damn, really? That was pretty fast, actually.
It was.
Yeah. Can you tell us what happened? Or do you have a video on that?
I do have a video on that one, but happy to recap it too if you'd prefer.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it and then talk about it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do you know what number it is? I don't know either.
Girl.
I was trying to save shit. I'm like, what happened to it?
Let me look on TikTok. Hold on.
Okay. I'm all making you do the homework. I am so sorry.
Oh, girl, don't be sorry at all.
Maybe I have it already saved. I don't know how to use TikTok, you guys. I'm not a TikTokie.
Let's see. Part 1 was this part 1? It might be my part 1. You might be in luck.
But you don't ever tell this story because you know that no one actually told this story on one of my lives, and someone had told. Oh, so naturally, first time opening by yourself.
Yep.
Part
Part 1.
one. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Let me go to part 1.
It's a long one, but it's a good one.
We'll watch it. Like we'll skim through it until you get to that. Where are you? Hold on. Where are you? I do not.
Right here.
Okay. You guys, I have to say, I told her this before you guys got it. I appreciate how she has everything organized. She has little tabs of her series.
Oh,
Nice.
It makes it so freaking easy. Okay.
Yvette says she loves your hairstyles.
Oh, thank you.
What is it? The space buns?
Yep, throwing it
What do you
back.
call them? Yeah. I love it. I don't have enough hair to do that. Okay, hold on. How the hell do I do this? I'm so used to Jen.
Share, present, invite.
Present. There you go. Okay, thank you. Share screen. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Share. Okay, can you guys see it? No.
Yes.
You can see it? Okay. All right, let's play. Where the hell? So,
You know that you saw something.
can you hear it?
Ever tell this story because you know that no one would.
There you go.
No.
Story on one of my lives, and someone
You can't hear it?
No, yeah,
No,
you're good.
no.
You're good.
Could hear it.
Okay. Let me go back.
had told me I needed to share it. So here we go. So I was a mortician for many years. So the stories I have are endless, but this story is the first scary experience that I had and is the one that is burned into my mind. So I was a recent college grad and had my first local mortuary job. And I had been there about a month and it was my time to open by myself. So naturally, first time opening by yourself, it is kind of intimidating, kind of scary. The most gruesome thing I ever did.
Oh, shit, did I just switch? Yes, I did. Sorry.
You know that
There's a little power button. How do you get out of that power
I
button?
actually told this story on one of my lives and
Huh.
mortician.
Hold on.
Well,
Sorry.
Tell me a story
I
about
can't.
a time that you know that you
Let
saw.
her-
Leave it.
Hold on. I can't. There's like a little. Do you guys see that play button?
Yeah.
I can't make. Hold on. I'm all over the place. Hold on. Please refresh and try again. Of course, you want me to refresh because you're an asshole.
Tell me a story
All right,
about
I'm
a
gonna
time
try
that
to-
you know that you saw.
All right, there,
You
right
never
there.
tell this story because you know
Huh?
that no one would.
Actually,
Technology is hard.
It is hard, especially TikTok. I don't know. This is why I don't do TikTok. Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
told this story on one of my lives
Why
and
did it
someone
go
had told
away?
me I needed to share it. So
There. Yeah,
um,
we'll see there on the bottom.
to start to turn on all the lights in
All
the
right. Oh, here we go. This is the one with your coworker,
dark
right?
hallways.
Yes.
Okay, this is a good one. Hold on. Let's see.
Back areas have very in itself. It is kind of intimidating, kind of scary. Mortuaries, and especially in the back areas, have very long, dark hallways. They're not very well lit. So I am going through the back areas to start to turn on all the lights in the chapel, the staterooms.
So is this the first one that you were working 2 months in, and this is what happened? Your first experience? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I am starting to walk towards the front. And as I start to get towards the front, I hear talking. And the talking is kind of muffled. I really couldn't at that point make out what they were saying. And I almost didn't want to open the door that led to the front because
I don't blame you.
I knew it was just me in there. But we hadn't had any loved ones in the building at that point. And so I'm like, well, there's no deceased here today yet. And it's just my mind. It's just playing tricks on me. I didn't believe in the supernatural until I was a mortician. So I opened the door and looked to my right, and there is a man sitting on the bench that's there.
Still get
This
goosebumps.
man looked like any other man.
Yeah.
He was having a full-blown conversation with himself, saying how he messed up, how it was all his fault, how his wife was looking for him and he's an idiot, and like all of these things. Well, I am physically frozen. I cannot move a muscle. And I'm just like in my head, like the alarm was set. It wasn't unarmed.
She thought it was a dream.
It wasn't going off. What's going on? So about 5, maybe 10 minutes later, what felt like 30 hours, my coworker comes in behind me and she sees him sitting there too. She's also frozen. I don't know what it was. After he was done talking, we were able to unfreeze. I have literal goosebumps. And this man looks at us and he was like, "You're going to be the ones that help my family." And then he walks out, doesn't just float through, walks out the front door and leaves like a normal person. Fast forward to that afternoon for afternoon arrangement, and lo and behold, this woman and son walk in. And as we're going through the arrangement, still we have no idea, but they pull out photos to start the slideshow. This man that was his wife and child that we were doing the arrangement for, and he had died in a motorcycle accident the day before.
That's crazy.
Now I know it's not super creepy or
It's just the
Very creepy.
point of it, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow, that was
crazy.
good.
So
That's nuts.
how long did she work there afterward? Was that her first paranormal experience? Would you say?
No, that was
Oh.
definitely not. She had been in the industry 5 years prior to me, and then she recently passed away, actually, but worked there up until she passed away.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. So did she warn you like, oh, this is like an everyday or once a month, once a week type thing, or she just?
She warned me. She was like, after that experience, she was like, I encounter things almost daily at this point because I've been in the industry so long. So just get used to it. Don't let it freak you out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what did they tell you that before you started like this type of job, or that had to happen for someone to say something to you?
That had to happen for someone to say something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if there were like inside jokes, like let's see how long it takes her to freak out. Like,
yeah, right.
I think I would have done that.
I can tell you, it is a thing. It's almost like an initiation thing. Like, let's see until they bring it up, and then we'll play it off. Either like nothing ever happens to us, and they're freaking crazy, or we'll play into it.
Right. Well, what was her reaction? Because I'm sure you were like, "Am I really seeing this?" She was just like normal, like, "Oh, it's."
No, so she froze, and she had said, like, I've never experienced something like that, where it's the person that I'm meeting with, but don't know I'm meeting with them. So that was definitely a first for her. Her more thing was, the bodies and the voices and the things like that would move, or whatever the case may be.
That's freaking crazy. So he was a solid, like he looked like me and you and Jen and Mondo, just like that?
Just like that. That's why when I talk about like, the alarm was still set in my mind because he looked like a normal person. I'm like, oh, no, not even that. I'm like, he walked into the building, but the doors are locked. Speaking of paranormal, you have someone walking in the background.
Oh, man, that freaked me out. I said, oh my God.
He's right there. He's right there.
That's all. I'm like, oh shit.
Joey, he just.
Oh my Lord.
Sorry.
God. And I'm so into it. I'm like trying to listen, and I saw that. I'm like, Lord, freak me out. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. You're killing us over here.
Celebrity ghosts.
Oh shit. That's my husband. I think he'll be on in a minute.
Sorry, continue.
I just lost my train of thought. So when you seen him, like what did you guys do? Like, did you go check the whole the whole building to make sure it wasn't like a physical, somebody just like broke in and was telling you some weird story or like some crazy?
We didn't. I think in that moment it was just kind of like a shock, you know what I mean? And as soon as he told us, like, you're gonna be meeting with my family soon, he literally got up, walked out the front door, that was still locked because we hadn't unlocked it yet, mind you. He just kind of, I don't want to say floated through because he's walking, but he just kind of morphed through the door. And that's how we knew, like, okay, this was legit a dead person. Spirit.
God. Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably shit myself and quit. I don't know.
Sure
maybe not. I don't know. Now I'd be like, fuck, that was cool. But before when I first started again, I think I would shit myself and quit. Hi, Cocos. I lost my train of thought. God damn it. Where's my little notes? I had my little notes. Okay, so that was that was your very first time experiencing paranormal. Yeah. Were you a believer at that? Did that change your thought process? Is that what made you like, okay, this is definitely freaking real?
I don't know if that's what really changed it, to be quite honest.
Really?
I think maybe eventually it did. It was a part of the factor of it, but I think initially I was still in so much shock. I was like, you just drank too much the night before, you alcoholic, you're fine. Because I was young at this point. I think I was like 21, 22. So, I thought it was a hangover, just whatever.
So this is Joey. He's the other part of the J. You missed the whole video. That was her first experiences of her and a coworker seeing a full apparition. And they were,
I heard.
Oh, you heard her. Oh, you're watching. Okay, so
it was the celebrity ghost. Remember?
I responded. I responded
really quick. I was like,
yeah. When I see,
I responded well in the chat.
Oh, I'm not even paying attention to the chat.
My famous well.
That's what he does. Well. What do we have here? No, they seen you walk past the computer and they're like, speaking of paranormal.
Oh,
It looked pretty creepy at first.
Yeah, Joey likes to morph out. He'll morph out of the
He
view
kind of
too.
does like the Homer Simpson with the bushes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He fades into the background.
Yeah.
Fades into the
I don't know that.
That's an amazing experience, you know. So you were there how long at that point? Like a couple weeks?
I think I was 2 weeks in. Yeah.
2 weeks? Wow.
That was fast. Yeah, that was super fast.
Yeah.
Has any families ever experienced or like shared experiences they might have with you? Like,
Not really. No, I can't say
No?
any have. I think the only thing was that family specifically asked me, it was at the funeral and they just asked me if I had seen any signs, and I wasn't comfortable sharing what I had seen with
yeah,
them.
no,
because
yeah,
That's a fine line you got to walk there.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
But she did end up telling me that something that they had, I forget now because that was years ago at this point,
Mhm.
something they had gone off, like made a certain noise or something the day of his funeral, as she was like asking for a sign to know that he was okay. And this little trinket ended up going off and making that noise. That's about all that I've had from a family, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if she's like, my husband told me to come here.
Well, what I will tell you, and I do this way later on as a series, I did end up telling her that I saw him because I actually served their family 3 other times and really got to know them and got close with them.
Oh, jeez.
Unfortunately, but I did end up telling her, and she was just over the moon that I was able to see him. There were so many questions, and of course we were at a funeral when we were having it, so there was also that. It was a little bit weird, and I was like, do I not? I did. She was
Yeah.
grateful, and it really provided her a lot of closure.
Well, it's hard because some people are not open to hearing that kind of stuff too.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad that she was open to hearing what you experience. So
Absolutely.
that's cool. Because some people are like, no, I don't believe in that shit. Don't tell me, you know. So that's
That
cool.
was a very interesting as far as like for you too, like
Especially for your first.
you're her first, because a lot of us will see them but we don't really hear them talk, or we'll hear them talk and not really see them. You witnessed spirit have a full-blown conversation to himself, and then just walk away. That was very incredible.
Like
for
he
your
knew
first.
He knew what was happening. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I guess it kind of fell onto him. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Was that what your most impressionable up to, like, for your whole career? Or there were other ones that were.
There is one more. It wasn't necessarily like that, but it involved a little kid. So I don't know if that's something you guys would want to talk about, but that was.
Oh yeah. I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
So it was, I want to say it was midnight one night. I had just finished prepping a body, and we had a little kid in the stateroom that we were going to have their funeral for.
I thought you were gonna say prepping a bottle. Don't. Or I was like, I think you said body. I was like, oh yeah, fuck. Sorry.
And I am exhausted. I had worked a 16-hour day at this point. So I'm like, I start hearing a little kid laughing, knowing there's a little boy in the prep room. And so you're just going to learn this about me. I'm always like, I'm not going to fall for that white people shit. I'm not going to go to the room. I'm not going to be like, hello, is anyone there? And be that person. Okay?
Shit, yeah.
So you're a fan of horror films then.
Yeah. The horror film rules.
Yeah. Don't run in the forest and fall. Like, yeah.
Don't be a virgin.
Yeah,
You're dead.
But I'm glad that she's aware.
You have to be, right? Like, well, I was that person. I went against what I said I would never do, right?
Oh,
Naturally.
you did.
So I walk into the stateroom, and there is this floating orb of light, and it is circling the little boy's casket. And the laughing is continuing. It's just going and going. And then finally, I think whatever it was, whatever orb or whatever, realizes that I'm there, and it just stops, and there's this big bulk of light, and then it goes just dead silent. It was the creepiest thing. I think for me now, being a parent, I think that's what sits with me the most is that orb and that little boy's laugh. Because come on, you hear a little kid at midnight.
Was it a creepy laugh? Like a hee 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 hee?
No, it wasn't. It was
like
more,
just like a little.
Just like
Yeah.
a kid.
Kids. No.
Yeah.
I think that's more scarier than seeing a human. I mean, not a human, an adult. You know, hearing a good adult laugh versus a child versus. It's the horror movies. They mind fuck you, man.
they do.
Yeah, they mind fuck you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see this little boy run across the hallway, going hee hee across the rooms.
I'm not gonna lie to you. As I was prepping him, because I wasn't a parent yet, so for me, yes, it's sad with little kids, absolutely, but it didn't hit it home the same way. And so as this laughing's going on, that's all I could think about is this little kid's about to roll out on his saw tricycle, like laughing up a storm, and then it just poof, it's gone.
Oh my god!
You hadn't prepped them before seeing that orb, right?
I had
Or
what?
you had already like worked on him prior to that, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Maybe he was happy.
So maybe he's like, thank you. You made me look beautiful.
Yeah, like he was happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was creepy.
yeah. What time of day was it? Was it like night?
It was about 12:30 in the morning.
So do you feel like you get more experiences like at certain points of the day, or or at night, or
it kind of just ebbed and flowed. It really didn't matter time of day. I think it totally depended on the person that passed away and how active their spirit was.
Yeah, for sure. I love it, but I'm creeped out. I don't know why. I got chills.
I get goosebumps telling my stories, even to people, I run that mom's group. So when moms ask me and they figure out who I am and what I did, and I tell it, and they literally will just watch my hair stand up because it's freaky.
Well, we investigated. It's an escape room now. Like escape rooms, you go and try to break out of the rooms or whatever. You know what escape room is, right? So it was a former mortuary. And just being in there was there was no bodies, obviously, but it had like a dark history where the former mortician was selling body parts of the deceased. Yeah. So it was documented, like it was legit.
It was on Netflix, I think. They had
there's a whole ass thing of it. But just being in that where the bodies once were was just creepy.
Ooh.
And then I was smelling like flowers. I was smelling the death smell. That death smell is you'll never forget. You'll never forget. You smell it once and it's just it's that. Yeah. Whether it's just a little smidge of it, it's that, it's that smell. So I was smelling that in the freezer. It was crazy. Ugh. Yeah. Nope. So I don't know. How long were you a mortician? You said
9 years.
9 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I asked you about the times. Do you think there was spirits that came back after the fact, like more than once, or was it just like one time they show? It was like a one-time thing and like they go away?
It was definitely a one-time thing. I think after we'd lay them to their final resting place, I think that's when they would kind of just go away. They finally got to settle.
Did you ever get to a point where you wanted to talk to them?
No.
No. So you didn't ever try to communicate back?
Well, no, I wasn't like, hey, what up?
Like if you heard something like, oh my god, like I hear you, I can't hear you. Like, I don't know.
You stay over there.
I'm not gonna lie.
The lights when you're done in here.
I am not gonna lie. There was one time where I was in doing paperwork, and it was a 1 a.m. morning again. And this dude just would not shut the fuck up. And I literally was like, bro, I'm trying to go home. And I said it out loud. I was like, can you just shut the fuck up? And I know it's super disrespectful.
No.
It's terrible. But I literally was like, I am trying to go home. I have worked 18 hours. I am tired. Like, shut up.
What was he saying? Was he just going?
It was more muffled stuff. A lot of the times when I would hear things, it would be really muffled.
He was venting. They're like venting to you. Probably. Yeah, he's like, why am I freaking here? Why did I die?
That's an extra $85 an hour.
Exactly.
That is so funny. That is so
That's
funny.
crazy.
Jeez,
I'm gonna go home.
I got time for this.
I'm over it.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Okay.
You're here, and I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh.
I had a question. Since you worked on like, say, kind of like example, like that guy, he was there waiting for his family, basically, or kind of like he went there knowing that his family will go there later on. Did you ever have anything like that, but like at your house, like anybody knowing that they would know maybe that eventually you would see that their body? Did they visit you at the house free?
Yeah.
Being worked on or something? Like, did you ever have like a visit at your house maybe instead of the mortuary?
Good question. Good question.
That's a really good question. I only had one encounter. And after that, I ended up getting my house cleansed just because it really did freak me out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe in paranormal things. I didn't even ever think about that aspect of like things follow you home or can or whatever the case.
Right.
It was actually, it actually ended up being an old acquaintance of an acquaintance of mine. And I didn't realize it at the time. And I remember I had just met my husband and it was 2020 and I was phasing out because COVID is what really took me out because I just got so burned out.
Yeah.
And this person ended up just showing up at our doorstep and my husband was there. He could totally 100% vouch for it. And they just told me, thank you for taking care of my family. It was super simple. Thank you for taking care of my family. I know I'm in good hands with you. And that was it.
It was nice.
At least it wasn't.
And how did that make you feel?
I wouldn't want that in my house either.
No, because I mean, they can follow you out of an investigation. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no experiences after you left your career. Any experiences from then to now?
To know, yeah.
I definitely see and hear things. And now having a toddler and a baby, you know, the babies stare off and they smile at random freaky crap. And I literally can see sometimes some of the floaters that he can very clearly see. But nothing like it was when I was in the mortuary world.
Good. Yeah, well, that's good. Do you feel like you opened up like a gift that you didn't, where you could see and see, you know, like, do you feel like doing the mortuary, being a mortician, do you feel like you opened up like a side of you that is more open to seeing things now?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think it is a gift. I don't think, you know, like I said, I didn't believe in it. I don't think everyone does or everyone experiences things to the depth that I have. And I'm grateful for it because it did. It opened up my life to a whole new realm of possibilities and believings.
Yeah. So where do you, that was my next question. Where do you think what happens to us when we go or when we pass? Have you thought about that? Have you thought like,
yeah,
me too. That's why I want to know. That's why I do what I do, is I want to know where we go, you know?
I think that and this is cheesy because again, not anything I ever used to believe in, but I fully do think that we reincarnate. I'm seeing it with my toddler now. He will talk about things that we've never discussed in our entire lives and things that he's seen. And I'm like, where did you learn that from? And he always just says, and he's 3, mind you, he's 3, but he'll just be like, before. That's his answer. Before,
really?
And it's like he brought up one day the Statue of Liberty. We have never ever talked about the Statue of Liberty ever.
Right. Where the hell did that come from? Yeah.
Huh.
That's
and you guys never been to New York or seen anything on TV about it or anything? Wow, that's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So do you feel like some souls linger after death? Do you think like they stay where, you know, they were prepared to be buried, or do you think their body to the resting place?
I think some do linger. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I feel about the mortuary. I feel like there's still stuff lingering there. I'm sorry. Oh, look, 𝗟𝗶𝗘𝗀𝗘. I'm sorry.
Mortician here. I'll come
I talk with my hands sometimes, so I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, because I feel like, remember at the mortuary we were getting stuff. I feel like some are stuck there probably because of what happened to their body, as you know, they were supposed to be taken care of. So I feel like I don't know when to say they're stuck, but they just choose to stay, or maybe they be stuck. I don't know.
Well, especially the one that you went to, like, because they had stuff happen to them after to their bodies, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a question from one of our viewers, V. What's up? So he asked, did you ever feel like you were preparing a body that the deceased may have not approved of or liked,
Oh, that's a good
and
question. Yeah.
they let you know?
Like, I don't like my hair like that.
Actually, funny you should ask. Yes. So two things to that. There was a family feud between one of my families, and it was embalm, don't embalm. And I remember very vividly, they ended up winning. The mom got embalmed. And I remember very vividly that she was the hardest person to embalm, one, but two, as I'm embalming her, I'm not even joking when I tell you this, because this lady I hear was a Sour Patch. Like,
Karen.
I literally hear her say, "Dumb bitch, don't do that." I'm not even kidding you when I tell you this.
Wait, the deceased person.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like a muffled voice in the background, like very loud. And I remember as they're feuding between this and I'm embalming her, that's exactly what she told me as I started to embalm her.
And she called you a B. How dare she? Say, well, okay, well, I'm gonna do your eyebrows like a freaking boomerang then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. So, okay, so because I didn't know it was, so you don't have to embalm them? Like, what's the difference? So,
I don't think
for
so.
people.
At least in Colorado, some states are different. It depends on, I think, environmental factors. But in Colorado, it is not, you do not have to do prep work.
I think it's too like Jewish. I think you're not Jewish. They don't believe in that stuff. You leave everything intact the way they are when they pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And embalming just means necessarily what? That you just take the organs out, or what is it?
Nope. So embalming is the formaldehyde that goes into the body, and then you drain the blood out.
Yeah.
Remember
Okay.
like the movie, The Mummy, that the girl, well, no, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
No, I get it. I'm just
I still haven't seen it.
That's
I'm still waiting.
that's what I was smelling too. Because
I hate formaldehyde. God.
so they turned their kitchen, their break room was a former embalming room.
It was the embalming.
Yeah, and they eat there. So as we're talking and she's telling us some of the stories, I started smelling that. And the only reason I know what formaldehyde smells like is because when my brother passed away, he reeked of it. Is there a reason why?
That's just, I don't think that goes ever away.
It was like it was very strong. Like it was just
It honestly depends on if they washed, and I don't want to get to, if it's your brother, I don't want to.
No, please, no. No, please.
It depends, one, on how strong of formaldehyde they use, because it's literally a science. You have to mix and formulate and all these things. Or if they didn't wash his body after they embalmed him.
Maybe that's what it was, because he reeked of it. I remember walking up to the casket, even steps before I got to the casket, I'm like, fuck, he fucking smells like whatever the hell they put in him, the embalming fluid or whatever.
Was he a
bad.
coroner case? Did he go to the coroner?
Well, yeah, he did go. Yeah, he did go to the corner. Yeah.
That's also a reason why, because when you get that Y-shaped cut, we really have to pack in the formaldehyde to stiffen the body up.
Is it
So that can be it too.
preservation of the body, right? It's
Yeah.
like
So they drain the blood. They
so it
drain
probably
the blood.
depends
Yeah.
on the timeline of when everything needs to be prepped for ceremonies and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when somebody's embalmed, now we're going to get into the gruesome stuff.
Yeah.
When a person's embalmed, does it preserve them so they don't have to be in the freezer, or?
So no, a lot of times they'll still, depending on when their funeral is, they still go in the freezer. So what we like to tell our families, our embalmings are supposed to be good for up to 50 years, right? But a lot of things can factor into that. One, when the person died and what the state of their body was and the elements. Two, if you get a good embalmer or not.
Yeah.
And then three, how they're buried. So in Colorado, you don't have to have a gasketed casket. So if you don't have a gasketed casket with that seal, then they're going to decompose a lot faster.
Yeah.
It just slows down the decomposition process, right?
What is a gasket? I was watching. What is it?
It's a seal.
It's a seal, right? They
seal.
put. Is it the one they put in the concrete? Like
That's a vault.
that's a vault. Okay.
So the seal is when you're watching someone at a funeral, if you watch the funeral director go like that, it seals the casket so it's airtight, almost like an air pressure,
Yeah.
air fryer thing.
So while they're in the ground, they don't just go away. I'll just say it's a nice word. They don't,
Eventually, yeah.
yeah, they don't just,
Yeah.
you guys get it. I don't want to say, yeah, decompose. Thank you. Yeah.
No, I mean they're gonna decompose.
It slows down the
50
decompression.
years?
It slows down the decompression.
Oh, so that's how, like, if they
decomposition.
needed to pull a body up, because I was wondering, I thought, like, once they put you in the ground, you start decomposing right away. That doesn't work that way. That's wild.
Yeah, I had
You saw that?
somebody. We pulled up a decedent who actually moved. So the family, it was I think it was great grandparent, and the family ended up moving from California to Colorado, and they disinterred the body, and we had to look at their name tag and everything that was on their leg. And this person was almost perfectly intact, and they had died 80 years prior.
Wow. So that's when, like, if they need DNA from a body and exhumed it, they exhume it. What is that word? Exhume?
Yes.
Yeah, they're able to do it because they're still.
That's probably because it
intact.
was like sealed and they.
Well, not if they were embalmed though, because there's no blood left.
Oh.
Because you pull all the blood out.
So that's like a weird nut color, Wait, we had a question real quick.
Gunpowder asks. I've heard sometimes that they will take a last breath during the prep work. Is that true?
Or is it just like air coming out?
It's just air coming out. It sounds like a last breath, but it's just air.
Same thing with the animal. Yeah, same thing with when.
Because I heard them like they'll fart.
Yeah, everything, the bowel movements, everything will.
Yeah.
It happens with animals too. They take a
like body twitches, right?
Yeah.
The body twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like how you were saying the formaldehyde, V. I was gonna bring it up, and V wrote it in the comments. Was that in high school? I don't think I had it in middle school, but in high school I had 2 science classes, and in that class, I didn't get to do it, but I thought it was like an AP class. It was like a higher, like a gifted maybe
or honors,
like an honors class or whatever. But they were always what do you call it? Dissecting stuff, like so.
Oh, frogs.
I'm talking about like I had buckets of freaking sharks. I saw sharks. What did you say?
Frogs.
Frogs was nothing. That shit was like I'm talking about like real time. Like damn, I wanna, because I've always was super interested in that. But those rooms, and we had classrooms in there. I mean, our class in there, and I hated that smell because it was just like in the freaking walls, in the desk and everything. And I'm like, to me, I think that smell just never goes away. Is that?
It doesn't. My husband, once we met, I would get home from work and he would be like, take off your clothes, go shower. You reek. He hated the smell of me.
I think it would just always smell
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I could shower 10 times and I would still smell like formaldehyde.
Yeah, it's like in your hair. It's just
So with formaldehyde, it's color matching too. You have to kind of play with the colors, right? I don't think a lot of people know that. You have to mix it to get the person's color. Like if they're darker skin, you have to mix it a certain way, which was crazy. When I heard that, I was like, that's crazy. I thought it was just one color. You put it in and then I don't know what I was thinking.
I wish.
Yeah. So it's a lot that goes into what you guys do. Okay. So have you ever had were you the one that takes their stuff out, their organs and stuff?
No, that's the coroner.
The coroner. Oh, the coroner does it. So you're, as a mortician, your job is to make sure they're drained. That's so bad. They're drained.
I'm the vampire.
Yeah. You're the one that, make sure they have no more blood. Sorry. So can you explain what you're doing? Like when you go to work, what is my mortician? What do you do when you go and when you first come to work? You have to like prep the body, wash them, right?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what happened. Prep them, and while I'm prepping one, starting to do makeup and hair on the next one, get them in the casket, meet with the family so I can arrange the funeral plans. Mm-hmm. Call the churches, things like that. But the main thing is prep work and
prepping. Okay. Like prepping, when you say prepping, like what goes into that? Like draining their.
So there's these forceps that you put into their arteries and they stretch out, and that's what you pump the formaldehyde in.
Uh-huh.
And then you have forceps that also drain the blood, and you literally have to grab these forceps while you're draining the blood.
Sorry, this is getting gruesome, guys. Sorry, I'm like super interested in this stuff.
As you're draining the blood, you have to pinch out like blood clots so that it'll drain out because it gets clogged.
Really?
Yep. And then you have to massage everything up towards.
I
the
heard that
opening.
too.
So what I liked to do once I had that first creepy experience, I liked to talk and sing to my decedents.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a form of respect and just helps so they know you're on their side.
I love that. Yeah. Has a body like ever flung its arm? Do they do that? Is that true?
I've only ever experienced one body sitting up, and I wasn't in the room when it sat
And I
up.
have, yeah, you did a video. On that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl, it was creepy.
Weekend
Why-
at Bernie's.
Why does that happen? Like what?
Most times it depends. It's how they die, and then how the rigor mortis sets in. Sometimes, if they're slightly on their back, it'll set in, and then it stiffens them to sit up.
Have you ever had?
Somebody comes back there and it's like, no.
Yeah. So as you're prepping the body, have you heard anything while you're doing it to that person? Like you're prepping him, besides the lady that told you she was rude.
No, I think that was the only one that I can recall that was talking to me.
Oh my god! So no lights flickering, no random smells.
No.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I can't picture myself walking into just several unalive people just in there. That's
Yeah.
Todd has a question.
We have a question from our good friend Todd the Cocos.
Oh.
So Todd asks, fun fact, and correct me if I'm wrong, Colorado, but the blood goes down the drain during embalming as it's not considered hazardous, correct?
Correct.
I
Doesn't
heard
it go
that
down
too.
the drain for, like everyone? Like where the hell is it supposed to go?
The ocean,
Goes into the sewer.
Yeah,
and the sewer goes into the ocean.
that's why the fire department
And
just
that's if
washes
you're-
it off like sidewalks.
Mhm.
And if
Wait,
you eat
Rivers
seafood,
go into the ocean in Colorado?
We don't have oceans in Colorado.
it goes to their
The
lake.
sewage.
It goes to their lake.
No, I think it goes to the sewage and then water.
Yeah, it goes into the water that probably ends up to the ocean at some
So
point.
the closest ocean to them is yours.
Into your water.
Dun, dun,
They go, oh, it just
dun.
goes into the drinking water and then they filter it out. It's all good.
There's
Well,
drinking some blood.
there is a rabbit hole that they say that that basically we're drinking fucking dead people. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm not. I bought a purifier, so we're good.
No.
We're good, guys.
Water still has to come from somewhere.
Like, my $64 filter is gonna
yeah,
clear.
you might have a little. You might be drinking some. So we could technically be vampires and not even know we're vampires by drinking people's, the water.
Is the actually Fairfield County Infirmary. So B says that Fairfield County Infirmary in Indiana, they had to stop using the drinking water from the water being so contaminated from the formaldehyde, which is disgusting.
That's insane.
So,
And then Gunpowder also said respect. Not just anyone can do that type of work, and mental
Yeah.
strength.
For sure. Yeah.
Mental strain is morticians are one of the number one people that are alcoholics for sure.
Yeah.
You see a lot of, I can't tell you the amount of decomposed bodies, completely burned off faces, bodies,
That's what I wanna-
gunshots, axed
Yeah.
up kids. Like you see so much.
Yeah.
so
That was going to be
now
sorry,
going
go
into that topic. So you said that you left right before COVID. So I can imagine the strain must have been
my
even worse.
Oh, yeah,
That's
right,
yeah.
I mean, I know you weren't in that career anymore at that particular time, but did you have any colleagues or anyone that you were still like kind of talking to that would tell you how it was during that period of time? Or
I
like,
was still
they
in
had to do that at that point, like being, if they had COVID, like how would you like take them out of their homes or something like that? Like what would happen at that point?
So I actually was still, I quit. COVID is what burned me out. I quit in 2021.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that was my burnout phase. Because at that point I worked for a Catholic mortuary, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Catholics, man, they have funerals upon funerals and days upon days of funerals. So, okay. So you got the rosary, you have the night before, then you have the funeral, and then the burial. And so having to, I wasn't doing prep work at that point. I was just doing funeral directing then. And I was meeting with about 3 families a day at that point in time. And we were only able to have 10 people in attendance at each funeral. And the amount of emotional tax that came into having to select and tell people you can only have your closest family, you cannot grieve with each other, you have to sit 6 feet apart in the pews, was the most heartbreaking thing. And then if people did pass away of COVID, telling them, yeah, you can have a funeral, but it has to be in a gasket. They have to be in a gasketed casket. You cannot see them. It's closed casket. We cannot embalm them. It was so mentally taxing and devastating.
Yeah, you couldn't embalm them because of the COVID, right?
Right. We didn't know at that point if it was airborne, and we couldn't expose our staff to it.
Right.
Did you have any experiences during that time more so than the prior to COVID?
I think the most that I ever had experiences is while I was doing prep work and embalming. I didn't have a ton when I was just directing.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because I wasn't hands-on touching the bodies.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So no experiences while you were the director, right? Directing?
Not
just
that
more when you got to the
session.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is gonna brighten the topic now, but our good
I kind of want to say you've probably heard this question before, but go ahead.
Thank you, Todd, for setting me up for asking this question.
Todd's had a martini, and he's gonna ask
and dirty olives or something like that, or cheesy olives, something. I don't know. But try to keeping this PG. But have you had males ever stand at attention, so to speak?
Oh, but where is that? I don't even see that going.
It's pinned. Unfortunately, I would have paid good money, honestly, to see this, but unfortunately, I did not ever encounter this.
Okay,
so it's not a.
I didn't know.
Correct. It's not a thing that just happens.
No, not a. I think if you die that way, yes, it stays that way. I would guess, because all the blood rushed there, and then you died, and the blood is still stuck there.
But then you said you had, not to be nasty, but you have to massage it.
Oh, I ain't touching that thing, girl.
No.
You're on your own
Why
there.
are you doing this?
No.
If that's
like your arm massage is not coming with a happy ending.
It's a new mini to happy
I was
ending.
gonna say, again, you got to pay extra for that, man. Come on.
Happy ending at the end.
Because I was like, wait, she said she had a massage the blood and stuff with her formaldehyde. Oh Lord Jesus, okay. That's good to know.
I am not into necrophilia.
No, it's out.
You're like, nope.
It's like, whoa.
They're not
I
gonna
will
see that part
tell you.
anyway.
I will tell you though, on that same line there, I had one person ask me if they could have one last moment with their loved one for that reason. I'll
No.
tell you that.
Serious?
Wait,
People
what?
are
I
crazy.
wanted to post-mortem have sex with that person, with their lover.
They were in love.
Yeah.
But if they say that,
To you, they're like, hey, look, I'll pay you.
like,
Type thing. Like, what the hell? What are they
And you
thinking?
know what?
How the hell did she?
I'm not
And he would probably still complain that she was lying there like a board. Still.
That is jokes off fucking there.
Okay, but how the hell did she ask you? Was she like, "Can I?"
What's happening? That it was Todd's question. That's what happened.
So we were sitting there finalizing our plans, and I said, okay, he's not prepped yet. Would you like to spend a few moments before I take him back and prep him, just to say your goodbyes? And she asked me, what type of board is he on? Is he in a casket right now? And I said, no, he's just on a table right now. We have him covered with a sheet. You know, he still has his gown on that he passed away in. And she said, well, do you think it would be completely out of the question to spend a little extra time with him? And I said, I wasn't catching on. I was young. I'm like, extra time, whatever. And I said, yeah, if you want to add, you know, just a few more minutes on, just be aware he's not prepped. So there is a little bit of an odor, things like that. And she goes, no, I think you don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, I guess not. No.
Like 30 minutes.
Just taking
Right.
it so innocent. Still,
She's like, can I get extra time because I need to have my last final goodbye? And I was like, it's not gonna work, girl. It's not gonna happen unless you're into this. It's not gonna.
Oh no!
What the
she wants to
my
see if it
God.
still works after
Like
life.
a floppy disk lady.
Oh my
I'm
God.
pretty sure I was 50 Shades of Red and so embarrassed and didn't know how to approach it professionally because I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty down to earth. And I
Yeah.
literally was like, there's no physical way that you can actually make that happen. If the roles were reversed, it could probably happen. But for you, it's not going to happen, girl.
What did she say? Was she
She just-
disappointed?
She was very disappointed. And I actually, you can rate your funeral director at this place I was working at.
Oh.
And I got a very low star because I
Oh
declined
my.
that.
I would have
Imagine
been on
you
the review.
replying to that comment, your review.
I didn't like this person because they didn't let me smash.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Smash or pass.
she should have replied, well, fucking lady, you kind of asked something.
It's crazy.
Wow!
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
Wow!
She's like, she does not take special requests. I'd have been like, oh, like your special request was
A happy ending. Time
Great.
set.
this is out of this out there, lady. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Unless when they were alive, they promised each other they're gonna do that. You know, it was like
I'm
maybe
pretty
they had
sure.
a weird fetish and was like, okay, if I ever pass away,
right in my face.
Lady, if you want to
Yeah.
go right away, you go to BK. You don't try to like
not here.
mess around with your husband one last time. I don't.
Should have thought about that before he died, man. I don't know.
Exactly. Oh my God! Like, did he pass away when away from the home? I'm assuming, right? He was
He
in the
did.
home.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think
probably why they couldn't. Imagine if he was in the home, she probably would have done it.
like I
Yeah.
don't remember how he passed, but I know it wasn't at home.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, if he say they were in bed, she probably would have. That would have been her moment, I guess.
Or if that's how he died, like that's the way to go out, man. I'm telling you, but
Yeah. Sorry, babe. It's not gonna happen.
Bring that last comment back. Didn't have this on my bingo card today. Well, sorry, Mr. 3 olives and a martini. You were the one that
I
got
have
us
the
on
question.
this
I'm sure we
Yeah,
were
that was
all wondering.
Bingo was his name.
Yes,
Yeah.
down the street. We're here now.
Todd asked the question. I think some of us were wondering. So thank you, Todd.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I would think
I'm
other
sure people asked. I thought that, but they just never were.
I get
Yeah.
asked that more times than you could ever count.
Really?
Um,
Oh my God.
It's like on my bingo card.
At least it was a hard nose.
Yeah, I can't.
You know, I was gonna say since you first originally started hearing like the muffles or whatever, did you?
Mhm.
Do you still hear that now, by any chance?
Yes.
Do you hear? Are you like that's kind of like a clairaudient thing, like that
Yeah.
people
True.
first hear that, like they hear like a radio or like somebody talking like the TV's on in the other room. You're like, what the hell? But there's nothing on, and then that's to me that's kind of like how that gift starts or whatever. Did you ever think maybe that was one of your natural things, and then just it kind of like amped up while you were there because
Yeah, like you didn't know you had a gift until you
And
started
then-
working there.
yeah, maybe thinking back, you're like maybe you've heard that before and never really even paid attention to
Put
it.
2 and 2 together, right?
Yeah.
I definitely always heard like the static talking, reflecting back. I've always kind of heard it and just kind of
Yeah.
thought, I mean, I'm an only child, so I just always kind of thought maybe I'm just a little bit crazy. Maybe I'm just hearing some voices.
Your pretend friend is really real. You just didn't know it at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought you guys were frozen. I was like, oh, I think they're frozen. Yeah, I don't know. So, is this paranormal like the paranormal, do you think you would go out and kind of just do paranormal? Do you think you would be
Would-
interested in like investigating?
I would definitely be interested in it. I think my biggest thing is, and maybe it's because I grew up super religious and now I'm not so much religious. I
Mhm.
think my biggest thing is, what if I open up that portal that I was always taught about? I think that's the biggest thing that comes to mind.
Are you scared? Is it scary for you, or is it like, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think it is a little bit scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you do go there, you really have to learn and do your homework on what works for people to shut it off, or to protect yourself and go from there. But I don't know. I think it's really fun. I think it's really cool that even though I wouldn't want to be near bodies, I think it's really cool that you got to experience that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because where else would it come from other than what you're hearing is a possible person in your building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have? Oh, is there another question?
We had another question from Gunpowder. What?
Okay.
Unless it was the one that you
Yeah,
mentioned.
if this was the same one that you had already mentioned earlier, or if you had another one, what was the creepiest thing or night that you had experienced? Was it the same one with the gentleman with the motorcycle, or there was
Is there anything else you can share?
I think that one, or the orb of light, the little kid laughing. I
The little
think
boy.
that was by far takes the cake on that.
So I wanted to ask before I forgot, because I knew I was going to forget this question. What was your hardest? You know how you have to prep the body. What was your hardest one to do? I think we talked about it before, but
Yeah.
could you let everybody know what you?
Hardest was the facial reconstruction. I had a gentleman whose face completely burned off, and the family insisted on having the open casket still, which we had to have them sign waivers because it's not going to be the same person, and the odor of burnt flesh is something also you can't get out of your nose. But I had to completely reconstruct his face from the ground up. And at this point, there wasn't 3D printers that were super accessible, which I think I've heard that's what they use now or are leaning more towards. So I had to reconstruct with mortuary clay.
Oh,
And did it work? I mean, were they like, okay, so they ended up doing it with that open casket then?
Mhm.
They went with it, and what did they think? Were they okay with it?
They thought he looked as close to himself as he possibly could.
Oh, that's sad.
I love that. Yeah, I have a video of what they. Do you mind if I? Sorry, I was playing. I had to mute myself. Do you mind if I share that video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the screen. Hold on. There you go.
Local morbid more. Let's do a spooky Saturday.
Okay. Sorry, I was muted. Okay.
wait, you got to put up your volume. Do it.
No, I had it muted. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How do I? Why does it say remove? Is it up already? Oh, you put it up, Jen?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
up.
okay.
Press play.
Here we go.
Mortuary edition. As always, I'm Angelica, your local morbid mortuary mama, turned stay-at-home mom, talking about all things funeral director, mortuary, scary, sad, answering questions, whatever you. Let's dive in. This is not going to be as scary as my scariest story, but it's right up there. And I need to preface that I never believed in supernatural things until I became a mortician. There are often many late nights as a mortician that involve prep work, embalming, things like that, things you can't get done during the day when you work at a small place. Also meeting with family. So it was a typical night. It was about 12:15 in the morning. I had just finished up embalming. As I was locking up the shop,
Oh, this is the kid one.
a child laughing. Now, if you know me, you know I'm the person that is going to say, I'm not falling victim to that shit, and I'm not going to
Is this the right video?
or walk down the
No.
hallway saying, hello, hello, like you see in the scary movie, until it.
Hey, hold on. Sorry.
That was the child.
Mortician.
Yeah, I thought I could. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it
It's
is.
the gruesome
Mortician face reconstruction.
This is it.
That
Okay,
one.
right?
Nope, it's the gruesome one. Go back.
Go back. Go.
Okay, hold on.
Let's do a spooky.
That first one, gruesome mortuary story. To the left.
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 Oh, this one. Okay.
The
Yeah.
most gruesome thing I ever did as a mortician was reconstructing.
Can you guys see that blue? Okay, here we go.
An entire face that was burned off due to a car accident turned into car fire. We advised so many times against seeing this person, but their loved ones just insisted. And so I had to reconstruct the face with literally nothing. No features, no nothing to work with, but just a photo. And let me tell you, it was fucking hard. I was used to reconstructing some features, like if a nose came off or an ear, or if I needed to mold lips, whatever, but an entire face was rough. My heart broke for this family. I know this person was young, and I would want to see my loved one last time, especially somebody young. But a mortician can only do so much, and reconstruction can only be so good. So, of course, waivers and paperwork were in place because can only do so much. And naturally, I mean, we learn how to reconstruct faces, but it's not going to be identical. I mean, it's clay. So that was my most gruesome thing I ever had to do, and broke my heart. The most gruesome thing
That's sad.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that is so sad. It just.
And
There's a
just,
video that you have that shows, right? That shows what you have to work with.
Yep, I did my grandpa. You had it pulled up.
Oh, do you want to talk about that and before we show that last video, before we had log off?
Yeah, the clay is just super hard to. So in school, they had us reconstruct a loved one. I did my grandpa, and this, mind you, that I was fresh in school. Like, this was the first time I'd ever worked with the clay. But the clay is really hard because you have to heat it up. But then as you heat it up, a lot of time it sloughs off. So with the guy that I had to reconstruct his entire face, it literally took me, I think, 4 or 5 days, just because as I would build a nose, then the eye would sink in because it was too hot from how I was touching him. So it took lots of patience, rework. I think I rebuilt his nose 8 times because you have to make the nose creases in the right places and the folds and all of the things. So it's not easy to use. Like I said, it's based off of heat. So it melts and sloughs.
Is that a common thing that you have to do that a lot? No. Not the whole full face, but is there like something that you have to add?
or something.
Yeah, like
I would say 1 in every 10, probably.
V says
that's
that
a lot. Yeah.
in retrospect, you honored the family's wishes, and in itself, that's adequate.
Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing is you have to think about the grief factor and that aspect. Like, these people, whether I did a good job or not, they're never going to unsee their loved one for the last time that way. And so that's why it's really hard to caution and tread lightly, is because this is the last thing you're going to remember when you close your eyes and think of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That's very true. That's I don't know.
Do you think about that? Have you ever? Well, do you ever go or at when the people are doing like the viewing and stuff like that? Are you ever there?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever? Have you ever, since you like seen them and kind of like experienced the whole like hearing? Have you ever found that maybe like that person who's deceased is there? Have you ever like caught on to that? Or maybe the family members like, oh crap, like they maybe thought they saw them or something, like anything like that?
I don't think that I've noticed or caught on to a family. Actually, there was maybe one time that I did, and I saw the person, they were standing by the casket, and then I watched the husband just kind of drift off at the same area. I don't know if he saw or felt anything. But 9 times out of 10, the spirits were there when we were doing the funeral.
Yeah. And have you seen anything like at the time of a funeral? Have you noticed like a orb or a flash of a light? Or
mine always showed up in body form. So anytime that I would see anyone, it was actually them. I think the kids ones usually were orbs though, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then typically they would also be at the place of rest, whether that was the crematorium or burial. I would always see the person as we were either lowering the casket or as they were getting put into the.
I feel like you have some kind of gift because I've been investigating and I don't see that shit.
Really?
No, it's not a normal thing. Yeah, right, Jen? Would you agree?
No, yeah, for sure their audience and with the
You definitely are gifted if you could see the actual person, because we go to a lot of different, you know, locations. We don't ever fucking see shit. We might think we see it out of the corner of our eye, but you're saying that you actually see them with looking dead at them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I think you might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
No,
yeah,
and-
being clairvoyant.
And I'm gonna add to that. I wouldn't be surprised if your kids also develop
See it
that.
too. Yep.
Yeah, you said they
Yeah,
did, especially.
the one of your children was talking about a past life, but I wouldn't doubt they see stuff now, like you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah. Well,
You
kids
know?
would-
Yeah.
yeah.
How would you feel like if your kids said, "Mommy," they see this person and it's somebody you worked on, like. I know, right? You're like, shit, don't jinx me, Joy.
No. I mean, it's a gift, 100%. But for anyone else, anyone, it can be scary. And so, you know, we'd have to have a conversation about it of, you know, that someone either mommy helped or, you know, if I don't see what they're seeing, is describe to me what you're seeing. And hopefully it's a good person too and not an evil spirit. And
Yeah.
you know,
How does your husband feel about all this? Like your stuff? Does he know?
he hates it.
Does he? Is it because he's like religious, or he just doesn't want to believe, or he's scared, or?
I think he's super intrigued, but I also think right now it's the fear for the kids. He because you never know. It could be evil, it could be good, and you just never know. And so I think that's he loved hearing the stories as we're dating and loved when we talk about it. And now with kids, I think he's more like, ooh.
You want to protect him, right? Yeah,
Right.
you want to protect you, especially working around people that deceased that are not pretty yet. You know, you see them as when they passed away. Some of the times, you know, depending how they died, it can be very scary and traumatic.
Like
Yeah.
Like the Sixth Sense.
Well, and we've talked about if I go back into the mortuary world, you know, what's going to happen with kids around. And we know we've had that conversation a lot because eventually they'll grow up and I need to work again.
Do you want to go? Is that something you want to go back to?
I miss it. It definitely was what filled my cup and gave me purpose.
Oh, I love that.
That's good. That's awesome.
What would you say is the most misinterpreted, or not misinterpreted? Where's my question? Like, what would you say that people mistake as a, you know, of what you do? Like,
What you're trying to say is misconception.
Misconception. Thank you. Yes, I have so many questions everywhere. I was trying to find one. So yes,
As far as like what we do, or
like as far as like the whole process of it. Yeah.
I think most people, when they think of their loved one, they think of them in a specific time frame. So whether they, you know, dated them from 18 to 82, they see them for whatever reason at 20 or 25. And so I think when we prep people, they're like, well, that doesn't look like my mom, because they have a visual of their mom when their mom was 50 versus 90. Yes. And I think that's the biggest misconception is we can't, even though they passed away, we can't wave our magic wand and they're never going to be 45, 50 again.
Mm-hmm.
I think
we froze.
like no, but you're good.
Okay,
it was during the response. Because a lot of people, I've been to so many viewings, and you always hear, oh wow, they don't look like the same person or something, you know, and obviously the best that they can do. Yeah, they're not gonna look like the color of your skin is not gonna even look the same because one, you know, you're deceased. But I mean, I think that's what it is. Like the people want them to look exactly like they did before they just passed away.
They were living, when they were living.
And then, you know, like you're not pale and stuff like that, and like weird out, or like with that makeup that they put. But you're never gonna get that exact thing. You know, it's just the best version that they can do for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. So you said COVID was the one that kind of, after dealing with, you know, you had a burnout in COVID, transitioning into mommy life, what made, like, did you know that's what you wanted to do when you were like just over the funeral, the mortuary stuff? You knew that's you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom, you wanted to deep dive into like mommy stuff? Or is this kind of something that just kind of happened? I don't want to talk about all tragic. I mean, let's go into the better stuff because I know we're getting close on time. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Unless you guys have any more questions. Do you guys have any more questions about the?
No, but you had a good question that correlates with what you're talking
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not even paying attention to the comments, so thank you guys.
about. Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah.
I never really wanted kids, to be honest. It kind of just happened. And now I'm fully embracing it. I love it. There's a lot of things, unfortunately, that I saw with kids that died that now I never used to be like someone that was always a worrier. And now with kids, I have that, like choking. I saw so many kids who died of choking. So there's so many fears that are ingrained in me just from that.
Biggest fear is that one.
Yeah. So it definitely fear-mongered myself from being a mortician and having kids now.
So choking was a big one.
Choking was a big one. Drowning was a big one. And improper car seat safety was another big one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. A lot of us don't think, to check. We put it in unless it's like super loose. We don't check it like we should be checking.
Yeah, and monitoring. A lot of kids die when they're in car seats driving because their parents aren't monitoring them and what's happening.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Yeah. Especially like they're really young. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we have to fix my grandsons. I'm glad you told me that. I'm gonna text my daughter. Fix grandsons. I told her that the other day. We both forgot. So I'm glad we're talking about this.
Daughter's in trouble now.
So Gunpowder had a question that I think kind of relates to that. So might be too personal and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you think your job has desensitized death? Does it give you like a morbid outlook in life or not? I guess with that job.
Yeah, it definitely desensitized me. I mean, even within my own family, like, someone passed away recently and I just kind of moved on afterwards. It wasn't like a whole big ordeal anymore. Death is death. It's the one thing we're only guaranteed in life and taxes. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is.
I'm like my math teacher from 8th grade, man.
Death and taxes.
That's awesome. She was
what you're guaranteed.
Don't taught me, lady.
100%.
She used to. We used to be like, it's not fair for something because she would give you detentions. If you fart, she give you detention. She loved to give detentions.
What was the question? Sorry, what was the question? Because we cut out.
About if she got desensitized from the job.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And
then so Angelica was saying that the only thing we're guaranteed is death and taxes. And then so my 8th grade teacher, Miss Chandros, she would say the only thing she goes, life is not fair. The only thing that's fair or the only thing that I have to worry about is death and my taxes. And then dude, she was like such a straight smoker and she had a coffee pot inside of the classroom. So all you smelled was like cigarettes and coffee in that classroom, like all day. I don't even think she ate. Like that was her life. Cigarettes, coffee, and detention. She's no.
Don't fart. She's a good detention.
Oh my God, you just brought me back to that lady.
Oh my God.
I saw another good question pop up too about the jaw.
Yeah. So V says he think he had a lot to do with the drop. Oh, the jaws. They glue the mouth shut and jaw hangs right.
No, so gluing is old school. Now they have what's called a wire reformer.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're asking.
Like they sew it, something, right?
Not so. So it's like a needle, and you stick it up here and down here, and then once you have it, you twist the needle, and it props the mouth shut.
Even the eyelids, you guys have to use the cups, right?
Yep.
Wait, what do you do with eyelids?
Eye caps in it, so it keeps the eyes closed.
So I didn't know this for the longest time. I didn't know when somebody passes away, their eyes stay open.
Not true.
Not true.
Mm-mm.
Do they close?
It depends on how they died. If they died with them open, they stay open.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So they actually close?
So if you die with them open, they'll stay open. But if you die with them shut, they stay shut.
Like if you die in your sleep, you're gonna stay sleeping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the only reason you put eye caps in is because as you're driving in the hearse and such before a funeral, sometimes bodies rustle around, so sometimes things can pop open. So you put the eye caps in so they 100% stay closed.
Yeah.
What about the mouth?
Same
thing. Every mouth gets wired shut.
Wired shut.
Oh, yeah. But it depending on how you pass away, like if you're asleep and you like me, I slobber, so obviously I have my mouth open.
Yeah.
You're like this.
If God forbid I die, will I be like this?
Yeah,
Probably,
so
yeah.
you look
Your
like that.
muscles are
Really?
muscle memory, so it stays however you die.
No, I thought it
That's
was.
why,
Like,
like,
Pull that baby right back up.
I thought
That's-
when you pass
Hey, we
away.
gotta prop you open. We gotta keep the spook coast to coast.
Mama, that's why this couldn't happen if you didn't die that way.
There you go.
Right? Well, I thought when you pass away, your body
And-
like relaxes and just everything just because it.
No, yeah, but it relaxes, but if your eyes are open, it'll stay like that.
Oh,
If your eyes are closed, it'll stay like that.
so were you more creeped out with that getting a body with the eyes open or with the eyes closed?
Either didn't creep me out. What creeped me out is when my boss would make me prep a body that was like a year post, or a year, oh my God, an hour post death, and it was still warm. Oof, I hated that.
Oh, God.
I was like, they're gonna wake up and say, I'm not dead.
Oh my god.
Shout out to 𝗟𝗏𝗃 if you're watching. I gotta use your term.
Freshies.
Oh, okay, so one last question. So before, because I do want to touch on your mommy life. So have you ever had, your stories about people waking up in a freezer?
Yeah, I was gonna say with the bell. Remember they used to do the
Yeah.
whole bell thing? Is that
Yeah.
did
Have
they
you?
still do anything like that?
I don't think it's happened to you, right? No.
It hasn't happened to me. I heard someone talking in the prep room and thought that's exactly what was happening. And I have that video about it. And it ended up being a John Doe who had passed away and had been dead for a solid month. And they were sitting straight up. And that's physically
See,
impossible.
That's why I can't do what you. That's why I can't do what you do. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I
Wait,
can't.
wait, wait. So what happened? So it was one of those sit-up things, like they just kind of. Oh, what happened?
Yes, but they had already been dead for a whole month. So this was like an off thing because they had been dead, and they were a coroner case. So they were cut open in a Y shape. And I went into the room and they were sitting straight up. And when I went back into the room, they were down on their face and laying with their legs out, and they were on their stomach.
So they flipped over?
What the fuck happened?
I have no
No.
idea.
How the hell?
That's crazy. And nobody else was there? Like,
No, and I talk about this in a video. So when I got to the room, I got violently ill, like throwing up, super sick. Ended up calling someone to come and help me because I was like, I'm not going to be able to prep this body. He was a heavy guy.
Right.
But when I left, totally okay. Nothing was wrong with me. And I forgot to give the guy the clicker to get into the room. I came back. He got violently ill. It was the creepiest thing.
Oh my god.
Something with that person then, huh?
It was a spirit trying to get back into the body. It was like, it's not working.
Let me come in you.
Dude, yeah, maybe you can't say or not. Well, I don't know. It's not like we know who that is, but like, was their death something like obviously it was a coroner case, so it was like a violent death, maybe. Like
they just found him. They weren't sure how he passed away. He had been dead for a long time before they had found him, so they're really not sure what happened to him.
So he was already in the decomposing stage.
Yeah,
he was decomposing already, and that happened.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was physically impossible for this.
It was his neighbor next to him. They were having a party in there, and then they're like, "Oh shit, she's coming!"
like Toy Story, just.
But my dude had good posture if he was able to die sitting up,
No, he didn't die sitting up. He was down. He sat straight up.
Yeah,
Okay,
he sat straight up. He had good posture. I don't know.
So one more question. So there's videos that are going around where they see like people are doing their paperwork, and then you see people in their body bag, or the bodies are right next to them. Are those true? You think?
I'm sure they very well could be. It's hard. The internet it's a bunch of clout right now where a lot of people are just trying to go viral and get famous. So it's hard.
Yeah.
Again, I never experienced something like that, but it's
God. Do you think you would stay?
No.
Doing what you're me neither. I would have been like, I'm done. Bye. Peace.
I gotta bring this up because I thought about this when you were talking about that story, and V brought it up. So I'm gonna bring it up to you. So they said that disembodied spirits like to lay inside of, other spirits, like dead bodies. Do you think that's something what was going on with that person's body? Like that's what I was thinking. Like a jumper spirit. Like somebody else try to go into that body and reanimate it. I guess.
It's very possible. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nothing is off limits in this world, man.
No, we don't have the answers. We don't know nothing. Okay, so before we wrap up, how did you? So when you were knew you were done, you were over it. When you became, you wanted to do, did you know you wanted to do content, like mommy content, or do you want to, you know, like what brought you to doing mommy stuff? Because your stuff is good. So for anybody that doesn't follow her, she does a lot of mommy videos. Like they go on little, you know, she finds little spots and does little reviews and
Mom life.
I
stuff.
miss, yeah, and I miss doing mortuary stuff. I feel like if I add that in, it just doesn't make me a niche anymore. It's just kind of like you don't know what you're gonna get with me, and it was starting to hurt my accounts.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hurting the accounts because people would follow for the mortuary, and then I didn't do it as often. And so, still open to doing Q&As, but I actually started it because of my postpartum depression and how dark it got, and I wanted other people to know like it's okay and it's normal and it's just not talked about enough and highlighted enough. And so that's really where I started. And then I shifted into more like adventures and how it can help your postpartum.
Thank you. Yeah. You don't think that the postpartum depression or, you know, the postpartum had anything to do with what you experienced, right? Do you think it maybe influenced a little bit? No, you think it was just, yeah. I had to ask. I just had to ask.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think that's, I think it was, you know, before kids, me and my husband, and before my husband, I solo traveled the world and just had this life of luxury and travel. And then you have kids and it's like, oh, I can't just take a trip.
Do that anymore. Yeah. You're like, fuck. You don't have to bring little people with me.
Right. Culture shock.
I love it. But would your husband support you if you do go back into the?
Absolutely. He loved hearing the 𝗟𝗶𝗃 of the stories.
I love it.
𝗟𝗶𝗃, yeah, we got it.
I love it. That's awesome.
My husband's Salvadoran, part Salvadoran. So
I love that. Okay. Yeah. Have you been to El Salvador?
We haven't. It's on our list. Once our 3-month-old, once he's about 3 or 4, we're gonna go.
Well, congratulations on your newest edition. That's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So do you guys have any more questions? I don't.
No, this is super interesting.
My questions were all over the place. I'm like, fuck, I gotta make questions, so I did it really quick. But thank you so much for coming on. I loved hearing your story because I'm very curious about this. Although I would never do what you do. So thank you for doing that and taking care of our loved ones. I could never do
people do that, you know, because it's not a job that people want to do.
Exactly.
I'll go to, as long as there's no, well, even if there's bodies, I'll investigate somewhere with the bodies. I just probably wouldn't go where the bodies are. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely, Angelica. We appreciate you spending your time with us. I know you have a very, very little one. So to dedicate this time to us and to our viewers, definitely appreciate it. So guys, the best way you show us love is by showing love to everyone that we have on to interview for you guys. And so make sure that you follow them, subscribe to them wherever they're at. So please check out Angelica. She's doing her thing with the mommy videos, the mortuaries. You can check out her guns. She's doing the postpartum thing. She's looking out for everyone that deals with that. So Angelica, can you tell the good folks where they can find you at? That way they can check out more of your stuff.
Absolutely. So TikTok and Instagram, I do Facebook and YouTube. It's all at Colorado Mama Life, and totally open to Q&As. If you guys want to hop on there and ask me some more questions, I can start it back up.
Yeah. But also check out the mom thing. Like, a lot of us we have kids, so
okay.
Yeah.
Guys, we will not be having a live show next week, so please make sure that you catch us the following week. We will be back live. But please remember, if you want to get spooked, hit that notification bell, the like button, and please feel free to comment on this episode. Tell your friends, tell your family, watch Spooked Coast. See you guys on 2 weeks.
2 weeks, not next week, the week after. Bye.